Hello, Assalamu alaikum students. This is your teacher Azka, but I teach business and accounting to O and A level students. So we have now this new paper. This is again paper one for O level students, IGCSE students. This is May June 2024 paper. We have 1 hour 30 minutes to solve this, and the code is 711512 and 0450 code for the business students, for the IGCSE students. Okay, so here we go. We have the first question. Um, so first of all, I think we should read the case study. Uh, okay, so Nikki wants to be a successful entrepreneur, and she plans to start up a travel business specializing in working holidays. So we know that for becoming a successful entrepreneur, an entrepreneur should possess some kind of um, qualities within her or his self. So, yeah, okay. So she plans to start up a travel business specializing in working holidays, and Nikki will be operating. Sorry, Nikki will be operating in a niche market, and she is preparing business plan to help with her decision making. Nikki has been told government support is available for business startups, and she knows building customer relationship will be very important. Okay, so we have the first question: identify two reasons why a government might support business startups. So as you can see that in the case study, they told us that government is also supporting the Nikki business, Nikki startup business. So now the first question is that why the government supports business. So basically, we know that government has their own, objectives. We have seen their objectives in business and in economics also. So they have multiple objectives. They want to decrease inflation. They want to create more and more job opportunities. They want to increase the living standards of people. There are a lot of you can say the objectives of any government. So the first one would be economic growth and the job creation. Of course, if there are more and more businesses establishing in a specific country, so it means that job will be created a lot, and that's how we can increase the economic growth. And number two is that it will increase the tax revenue, because we know that different companies and businesses have to pay a certain amount of corporation tax and different property tax. So that's why we can say that okay, if there are more and more businesses, so government will be collecting a huge sum of money as tax revenue. So that's why this is the benefit. This is the reason that why government support the business startups. Okay, so now the second question is that identify two ways a business can build customer relationship. So as you can see in the case study that Nikki thinks that customer building relationship with the customer is very important. So now the question is that how we can build, like, we have to identify two ways. So there are different ways, but we only need to identify two. So the first one would be providing excellent customer service. Yes, because if you're providing good quality product, good quality services, so it means that you can somehow attract your customers, because customers always fall for the quality product and the quality service. So this is the one. And the second one would be personalizing communication and offers. It means that you can give some offers, some price reduction offers, and you should communicate with the your customers so that they feel that they are worthy for the business. So yeah. Okay, so in the next question, outline one benefit and one limitation to Nikki's business of operating in a niche market. So we need to explain one benefit and one, you know the disadvantage. So, first benefit would be the number one, less competition, because no niche market is the market where there are not so much competition, because there are very few businesses, who is in, you can say that, who follow the niche market, who is in the niche market. So that's why there is a very less competition. So operating in a niche market often means that there are fewer competitors, allowing Nikki to establish strong market presence and create cater specifically to a target customer base that values her specialized offerings. So this is the first benefit, and now let's talk about its limitation. So limited customer base, the number one, because in niche market there are very few number of customers, but in the mass market there are very, there is a, you can say that, hmm, uh, pool of customer, like there are a lot of customers in the mass market, because in the mass market the product is designed properly to identifying or satisfying the needs of the customers. So that's why everyone can use the product in which is available in the mass market, just like the very ordinary soaps which we use in our houses, in our homes. So this is usable by everyone, like Lux and the Capri and the other, the Lifebuoy soap, this kind of soaps. So there would be limited customer base. So a niche market generally has a smaller pool of potential customers, as I said, which may limit the overall growth potential and revenue opportunities for the Nikki business. So this is the disadvantage, or you can say the limitation of using the niche market. So we have the second D part, explain one way each of the following sections in business plan might be helpful in Nikki. So in case study we read that Nikki is going to plan her business. So we have to see that if she will you can say that cover the business objectives and the data about the market and the business plan. So how she can what was the question? Yes. So how the business objectives, writing about the business objective and data about the market in the business plan will be helpful for uh, the Nikki, for Nikki business. Okay. So first of all, if she uh, specified a business objective, the business objectives in her business plan. So what would be its explanation? We have to write it how this would be useful, and simply we have to write its pros. So provides a clear direction and focus. Of course, if you write the business objective in your business plan, so it means that it will be giving us a right direction, that we where should we move towards. Business objective section outlines Nikki's specific goals for her walking holiday business, such as revenue targets, market share, or customer satisfaction level. So these objectives give Nikki a clear direction to follow, helping her prioritizing tasks, allocate resources effectively, and whatever it is. So you can just write your answer till here. You don't need to write a lot of explanation. If you just explained your point well, that's it. You don't need to stretch this point to a very long extent. So you just need to do this till here. Okay. So the next one is the data about the market. So informed strategy decision, of course, if you have the data about the market, so it means that whatever the business plan, whatever the strategy we are going to make, so that would be an informed strategy decision and identify opportunities. If we have the data about the market, so we can identify that, okay, if there is a gap in the market, so how we can fill it. So that's why we can identify the opportunities. Also, the trends and competitor analysis. If we have the data about the market, so it means that we can see that what type of trends are going on in the market right now, and we can also analyze the competitors action. This data helps Nikki make informed decisions about the pricing, product offerings, and marketing strategy. Yeah, so you just need to write till here. Okay, so now let's see the other one. Okay, So the next question is, explain two characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Which characteristics is likely to be the most important? Justify your answer. So we know that there are a lot of characteristics in successful entrepreneur, but we need to explain only two, and we also have to conclude that which quality is more important. So first of all, I talked about the risk taking. So risk taking is important because it drives innovation and growth. And now this is very important for Nikki business because she is going to start her new business, and that's why risk taking ability is very important. Entrepreneurs who take calculated risk are often the ones who can spot opportunities in the market and take decisive action to capitalize on them. Without the willingness Without the willingness to take risk, many successful ventures would never get off the ground. Yes. So this is the first quality, and the second quality I have written resilience. The resilience here that you are being flexible. So resilience is equally important because it allows entrepreneurs to handle the challenges and failures that come with taking those risks. So resilience ensures that when things don't go as planned, the entrepreneur can recover, learn from experience, and continue moving forward. So, in my point of view, while both characteristics are vital, the resilience may be seen as most important because even the best calculated risk don't always pay off. It is entrepreneurs' ability to persist in the face of setbacks and keep going often determines the long-term success. Yes, if you are a risk taker, you have taken risk, but after that, if maybe the things went wrong, so now resilience is very important to cope with those situations, to learn from your experience, your failures, and move forward for business goal towards the business goals. So that's why I would say that risk taking is important, but risk taking would be applicable if you have this resilience quality. In other words, risk taking might get the entrepreneur started, but resilience keeps them in the game when times get tough. So as you can see that in this question they didn't use the name of Nikki and the business, and that's why we don't need to talk about the Nikki here, because in this question there is no application marks. Okay, so now let's see the other one. GTB is a business which operates in tertiary sector. It owns 5 cafes selling food and drinks. The business uses social media as its method of promotion. The finance manager Moin is analyzing GTB's financial statements and extracts shown table 2.1. He is considering ways to improve GTB's profit margin. Moin knows there are other users that are interested in the accounts of a business. So whenever you are reading the case study from paper 1, so you will automatically know that okay, what type of the question examiner is going to ask to you, because it is very obvious. Okay, so we have this table point 1: revenue, profit, capital employed, profit margin. First of all, we have to define the tertiary sector. So as you can see that I've written the definition that the tertiary sector is a part of the economy that provides services rather than producing goods. Examples include retail, healthcare, education, hospitality, but you don't need to write any example here. It's not required. B part is calculate GTB's return on capital employed, show your working. So first of all, we have to do working, and after that we have to write the final answer. So to calculate the GTB's return on capital employed, you should use this formula. So this is the formula: profit divide multiply by 100 divided by capital employed. So profit is 150,000. Actually, how basically I taken this the profit is 150,000, which is written here, and this is our capital employed. So you just need to multiply the 150,000 with the 100 and divide it by the 750, which is capital employed. So this is 0.2 multiplied with 100, so this is 20%. So GTB's return on capital employed is 20%. It means that whatever the capital employed by the GDP, he received 20% of its total capital employed as return. Okay, so the next question, outline two ways GDP could improve its profit margin, because its profit margin is 25%, so that's why he basically needs to improve his business profit margin. So we are required to write two ways. So first one would be reduce operating cost. So just recall your income statement format. So we know that if we want to maximize the profit margin, so we have to first of all decrease the expenses. So GDP could negotiate better deals with suppliers, minimize waste, or optimize labor cost. By lowering expenses, more of the revenue will contribute to profit. Yes, if somehow he would successful to decrease the cost and decrease the expenses, so it means that now he will be having the higher profit, and that's how he can increase his profit margin, because his high profit will be contributing to the revenue. The number two is increase prices. So if he will increase prices, so even the profit is not so high, so large, but if the revenue is large, so automatically profit margin would high. GDP could slightly raise the price of its food and drinks, especially for popular items, to increase revenue without significantly affecting customer demand. This would directly improve the profit margin. D part explain two advantages to GTB of using social media as its method of promotion. First advantage, second advantage, and its explanation. Okay, so this is the advantages of using social media as the promotion. So first one, cost effective marketing. The social media platforms offer a relatively low cost way to reach a large audience compared to traditional advertising. GDP can promote its cafe engaging customer. So as you know that whenever they are using the business name, so we are bound to write application. That's why I'm using the information from the case. So GDP can promote its cafe, engage with customers, and run targeted ads without the high cost associated with the print, radio, or television, allowing for more efficient use of the marketing budget. And the next one is direct customer engagement. Social media allows GTP to interact directly with customers, responding to inquiries, gathering feedback, building community around, and this direct engagement can enhance customer loyalty, create more personalized customer experience, and encourage word of mouth promotion. Word of mouth promotion, it means that if one customer is happy with you, so he will be telling to his friends and his relatives, and he will be convincing his acquaintance that you should visit the GTB cafe one time, all of which can drive repeat business and attract the new customers. So these are the benefits. uh, the next question is, do you think banks are the main external users of account of business? Justify your answer. So now this is very easy. Yeah. So the first one would be that yes, banks are very important for the business, because they give credit. So bank use a business financial accounts to assess its credit worthiness, and they analyze the financial health, cash flow, and profitability of the business to determine whether to approve loans on credit facilities and under what circumstances. However, other external users are also crucial. For example, investors. Investors and shareholders are key users of financial accounts, as they rely on this information to make decisions about buying, holding, or selling shares. They are particularly interested in profitability, growth, prospects, and return on the investment. So basically, we have to explain, that why each and every stakeholder maxim max we should write to stakeholders. We can also write the customer, about the government, because government is also important, because they are also interested in your, and even the suppliers. So in conclusion, in my point of view, while banks are significant external users due to their role in providing financing, they are part of the broad group of stakeholders who rely on business accounts for various critical decisions. Therefore, it would not accurately consider them sole or main users. Their importance depends on the specific context of the business and its relationship with the other external parties. Yes, it depends. It depends that we know that we have many stakeholders, but it depends upon the circumstances which stakeholder is more important for the GTB or any business. No, GTP basically for any business. Now read the question number 3. Okay, RGB is an oil company that has operations in 6 countries. So RGB has 2,000 employees, including 60 managers, and some of its managers uses laissez-faire relationship style. All of RGB's internal communication uses information technology based methods, and managing director knows RGB's business activity can create external cost and external benefit. She says pressure groups often try to influence business decisions. Okay, so the first definition is define the licensed fair leadership style. So you just need to write till here. Licensed fair leadership style management approach where leaders provide minimal direction and allow employees to make decisions to manage their work independently. Next one would be identify 2 roles of manager. First one is planning, second one is supervising and controlling. So this is very easy. C part outline one external cost and one external benefit of RGB's business activities might create. Okay. So because it is oil company, so that's why they will be damaging the environment. So this is the external cost. They will be damaging the environment. RGB's oil operations could lead to air, water, or soil pollution because they will be, throwing their waste into water, and they will be burning the oil, and that's why it will the smoke, which can pollute the air. And if they are throwing their garbage on the uh, land, so it means that they are destroying the soil quality also, so negatively impacting the health of local communities and the ecosystem. Yes, this is the external cost. Now external benefit, because this is a business and it will be creating employment, this would be the external benefit. So boosting local economies and improving the standard of living for many individuals. Yes, if there are a lot of businesses, so they will be creating different job employment. This is the external benefit, and it will be boosting the local economies, and it will increase the standard of living of many individuals, because of course if the people will be getting job in different organizations, so it means that now they can somehow afford the basic necessities, and they can up their living standard. Okay, so D part is explain 2 methods of IT based communication RGB might use its employees. Okay, so there are 2 methods. First of all, email communication. This is the method which based on IT. Email is widely used method for formal communication within an organization, and RGB can use email to send important updates and policy changes, let's suppose meeting schedules and other necessary information to employees. It allows for the asynchronous communication, meaning employee can read and respond to the message at their convenience. It is particularly useful in a company operating across multiple countries. Yes. So this is how, because we know that they have 6 companies, and that's why email communication would be best. Next one is video conferencing. So video conferencing platforms such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams enable real-time face-to-face communication with employees. So you don't need to write the company's name here, you don't need to write. So enable real-time face-to-face communication with employees regardless of their location. So this method is particularly useful for RGB given its importation in 6 different countries that it's allow managers and teams to hold meetings, collaborate projects, and discuss strategies without the need for physical presence and thereby saving time and travel cost. So this is how the IT based communication would be useful for GTB. The next question is explain 2 ways of pressure group might try to influence business decision. Which way do you think is likely to be the most effective? Justify your answer. Okay. So first of all, the public campaigns, and they can create protest, then they can, they can run public campaigns against the business practices because if they are polluting the environment, so it means that they will be their local community will be protesting against the business. So pressure groups may organize public campaigns including protests, petitions, and social media campaigns to draw attention to their cause and pressure business changes practices. These actions can raise public awareness and create negative publicity for the company, which may lead to a loss of customers and reputation if the company does not respond. Second one would be lobbying. So, lobbying would also be the action from the local communities, from the pressure groups. So, pressure groups might engage in lobbying by directly contacting business leaders or policymakers to advocate for changes in business practices. It means that they will be contacting the business leader, the directors, or the owners, the CEO, that you should change the business practices because it is polluting our environment. They might present data, research, or arguments to pursue the decision makers. Of course, they will be showing the data, the market, the research that because of you, there is a very maybe a tons of polluted garbage we found from somewhere, and that's why it is creating a damage in the ecosystem, and it is also destroying the health of the people. So they can take any kind of they can show any kind of market data or research data. So within the company to adopt more socially or environmentally responsible practices. In conclusion, or in my point of view, public campaign and protest tends to have an immediate and visible impact, which can be crucial in situations where quick action is needed. The fear of losing customer trust or facing public relation crisis can drive a company to more quickly. While lobbying is effective, it is usually requires more time. Is less effective. It is less effective because it requires more time to build influence and might not generate the same level of urgency within the company. Yes, because if they talk to the business leaders, so maybe they will be um, there will be different session of meeting they have to conduct. It will take a long time, but in lobbying, no any customer will aware by the practices of the business, but in the public campaigns and social media campaigns, of course there will be a lot of fear for the company to lose the customers. That's why lobbying is not so much, we can say that, impactful. Yeah. The last question. DLT manufacture cups and plates in country X. Its factory uses 4 production and 75 employees. Human Resource Directorate is aware that there are many legal controls over employment. DLT exports 30% of its product to country Y, where it benefits from lower rates of taxation and no import quotas. DLT's managing director is considering relocating its factory to another part of the country's X to meet the increased demand for its exports. Number one would be define the import quota. So the definition for import quota is import quota Import quota is government imposed limit on quantity or value of specific product that can be imported into a country during a given period of time. Okay, so you just need to write till here. Identify two benefits to a business of lower rates of taxation. So the first one is increase profitability, more funds of investment and growth. This is very easy. Identify four legal controls over employment. Minimum wage laws, health and safety regulations, anti-discrimination laws, working hours and overtime regulations. Explain one reason why DLT needs to consider each of the following factors when deciding where to relocate in country X. First of all is supplier, second one is suitability of land. So first one is supplier. Proximity to suppliers can reduce costs and ensure timely delivery. DLT needs to consider the location of its suppliers when deciding where to relocate because being closer to suppliers can significantly reduce the transportation costs and lead times. Timely delivery of raw materials and components is crucial for maintaining efficiency of flow production. Okay, so you just need to write till here. Next one is suitability of land. Uh, Ensure the location meets the operational needs of the factory. DLT needs to consider the suitability of land, ensure that new location can accommodate the size, layout, and infrastructure required for its manufacturing operations. The land should be adequate for constructing or expanding the factory, providing enough space for machinery, storage, and future growth. You just need to write till here. Next one. Do you think advantage for a manufacturing business of using floor production are greater than the disadvantage? Justify your answer. Floor production allows for continuous consistent production which can lead to higher output levels, and this efficiency is achieved through the standardization of tasks and use of specialized machinery, enabling business to produce large quantities of products quickly with minimal variation. Second one, but however, setting up a flow production requires significant investment in specialized machinery, equipment, and layout design, and this capital expenditure can be substantial, and the business needs to ensure that there is sufficient demand to justify the investment. So you just need to write till here. So now I'm going to write my conclusion. Now I am going to support the advantage and negate the disadvantages. So support for advantage, I have written that in my opinion, efficiency and lower cost production is highly efficient, allowing for larger scale production at lower unit cost. This is crucial for business like DLT that need to meet the higher demand, especially for exports. And while production is less flexible and requires significant initial investment, these disadvantages are often outweighed by the long-term cost saving and productivity gains. Once set up, the consistent output and reduced per unit cost make it a strong choice for large-scale manufacturing. So this is my explanation that advantages are more important than disadvantages because yes, there is a high fixed cost, but after that, when the productivity will rise and the unit cost would decline, so it will be giving us a very long-term cost reduction. So that's why advantages are more important in flow production. Okay, so we just completed the whole paper, and let's meet another time with the new paper. Goodbye.